The cost of sampling niche and high-end designer fragrances has gotten completely unreasonable, in my opinion. I mean, if I'm spending upwards of $10 plus shipping for something this size that I'm not even going to get a full experience of the fragrance for, I just don't feel like it's worth it anymore. So I've decided that I'm going to take advantage of my close proximity to Manhattan, and I'm going to start taking myself on some solo dates and smell everything my big nose desires. The first major retailer I decided to go to was Saks Fifth Avenue, partially because I wanted to see the Christmas lights too, but I honestly could hardly contain myself while I was in here. Like, I could have spent hours smelling absolutely everything. But for this trip, I wanted to primarily focus on Guerlain, Wilhelm, Celine, and the Harmonist. The goal here is to knock things off of my wish list, and I definitely did that with some fragrances, but I also realized that maybe my taste is a little more expensive than I would like to admit. In this video, let's talk about the perfumes that I know with 100% certainty I need to add to my full bottle collection at some point. And the next video, we'll talk about the things that I no longer desire. First up was Wilhelm, and I really enjoyed a lot of the fragrances from this collection, and I probably would have actually purchased something that day, but they were sold out of the one that I really wanted. But I truly fell in love with Mango Skin. It is really the most genuinely realistic, photorealistic mango that I've ever smelled. And it reminded me of being on the boardwalk in Coney Island in the summer and eating a really juicy, ripe mango on the boardwalk. And I have to have it. It was so delicious. And the dry down was so stunning. This one is definitely worth the hype that it gets. The primary reason for me making this trip was to smell Tobacco Honey from Guerlain, and I was not disappointed. I equally fell in love with another fragrance from Guerlain, but holy cow, Tobacco Honey is gorgeous. It opens up with the most beautiful, realistic honey. And that just doesn't capture just how beautiful this honey is, right? It's not just a regular honey. This is the farmer's market, artisanal, locally sourced raw honey. It's like smack you in the face, gorgeous, okay? And it dries down quickly. So if you're afraid of that honey, if you're afraid of the sweetness and it might lean too feminine, don't be. That honey does dissipate and you're left with this beautiful, unburnt, fresh cigar. Like you just opened a humidor with fresh cigars and just it's wafting in your face. It was gorgeous. I think the smell of a cigar, even a burning cigar, is very, very sexy. So for me, this fragrance was just gorgeous. I think it is very unisex, but I think you have to be either one, not afraid of sweetness, or two, not afraid of tobacco. And if either one of those leans too much in either direction for you, maybe it's not the fragrance for you, but it embodies everything sexy to me, and I need it. This will probably be the only one that I purchased directly from the website because I want my name etched in it in gold. It's so pretty. So at $380 for the small bottle, this is going to be one that I wait on for a while. It is going to be a gift for myself when I achieve something big this year. So fingers crossed some things happen. The other fragrance from Guerlain that I fell in love with was Tonka Imperial, and it made my jaw drop when I smelled it. Even the most interesting and unique vanilla can't possibly compare to this. It was so well blended that when I looked at the notes, I was shocked to see that there was some very intense smells in there, like tobacco, rosemary, incense, cedar. And I didn't pick up on any of that because it was just so smooth. The overall scent was just really rich and woody and comforting. It felt like just the warmest, most comforting hug from somebody that you really love. And I don't know how I'm going to afford both of these fragrances in my lifetime, but let's manifest it. I don't know. Lastly, I went over to the Harmonist to smell Moon Glory, and that was primarily what I went over there for, and I was a little underwhelmed by Moon Glory. The opening was stunning, but I found the dry down to be a little less unique than the opening, but I paired that with Hypnotizing Fire, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was fruity and resinous and smoky and just like ultimate dark feminine energy. So I don't know if I would purchase either one of them on their own, but as a set, 100% I would purchase them. That would be $500. So not yet. Ultimately, I left with purchasing nothing because I don't believe in paying full retail for anything. I know that most of these fragrances I can find either on the secondhand market or from discount retailers for a much better deal. If I would have purchased everything in store that day, it would have been over $1,500, and that's just too much. I will update you if I find any amazing deals. In the next video, we're going to talk about the fragrances that got knocked off of my wish list. Let me know what's the next place that you think I should visit.